Welcome to I Love the Library. Well, the leaves are starting to fall and it's definitely fall. It's time to think about those additions to our wardrobes like hats, gloves, mittens, and warm sweaters. So it's time to get started on those knitting projects so we can get them done before cold weather really sets in. There are two big advantages to using your library when it comes to knitting. Well, first of all, we all know that knitting books cost a lot of money. If you get a book such as this one, it's $24.95. So if you only are interested in one pattern in the book, it gets to be a pretty expensive pattern. So your library is the place to come. You can borrow up-to-date pattern books and it won't cost you anything. Another reason is they're up-to-date. We all know that fashions have changed since 1980. This is a few examples here of our pattern books that we have at the library. This one is Knitting Sweaters from the Top Down, Fabulous Seamless Patterns to Suit Your Style by Kathy Karen. Now, knitting from the top down is very popular right now, and if you think about it, it really makes sense. You're starting at the top of the sweater and knitting down. Well, if you spend all that time knitting a special sweater for somebody that you care about, and they have the potential to grow out of it very quickly, it's really heartbreaking. So you can open up the bottom of the sweater, pick up the stitches, and add to the bottom of the sweater. And the same goes for the sleeves. You're knitting from the top down to the wrist. You can open it up and add to the wrist as they outgrow it, so they can wear the sweater a lot longer. Okay, next we have Nifty Knits for Kids by Catherine Ham. And you can tell just from the cover that the sweaters are very colorful, and kids love color. This is an example of one of the patterns available, and if you have a little ballerina to knit for, this is perfect pattern for you. This one is Creature Comforts Cozy Knits for Wee Ones by Amy Bart. This is really cute. Each one of the sweaters has creatures on. This particular one has a cow, and the cow has an actual little bell on it. There's one in here that is an elephant, very cute little sweater. And next I have Knit Along with Debbie McComber, Cedar Cove Collection by Debbie McComber. Now, this is a companion book, and by that I mean Debbie McComber writes fiction series. And this particular book goes with the Cedar Cove collection. And I have a couple of her fiction books here from the Cedar Cove collection. This is 92 Pacific Boulevard. And this one here is A Cedar Cove Christmas by Debbie McComber. And this is, as I said, is the companion book that has the knitting patterns in it. And the best thing about this is Debbie McComber's books come in audio. So you can actually listen to the fiction book while you're working on your knitting project, whether it's from her companion book or not. And who doesn't love to multitask? I don't know about you, but time is of the essence for me. I just never have enough of it. So you can see in here some of the projects that Debbie McComber has in her book, and they're just really nice. And I've actually knitted patterns from her companion books, and they worked up really nice. Debbie McComber also came out with the Cedar Cove Cookbook, which I thought was a really great idea because as a knitter I can honestly say I like to eat. So if you look in here, there are some wonderful recipes, and each part of the book is broken down in a section for each one of the fiction books. Like for instance, I'll get to the beginning of the pink here. This one goes with 6 Rainier Drive. And in each section it has a little blurb about the fiction book. And of course if you read that, you're going to want to find the actual book and read the whole thing. It's a really nice cookbook. So if you're ready to pick up your knitting needles and get started, come on into the library and we'd love to help you find a pattern. Hope to see you at the library.